Hello everyone. So now I'm going to explain linear independent and dependent vectors. So now just see what are the linear independent and linear dependent vectors. You are given any set of vectors. Let's suppose this is u1, u2 till up to un. This set of vector is said to be linearly independent if we take the linear combination of these vectors. Linear combination means alpha 1 u1 plus alpha 2 u2 plus alpha 3 u3 until up to alpha and un. Equate it to be null vector, right? So you will get n equations. Simplify these n equations. Here the unknowns are these scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 and up to alpha n. u1, u2, u3, un, they are the members of any vector space. They are given to us. Right, we need to check whether this set is Li or not. You take its linear combination, equate it to be null vector, right? You will get n equations. Simplify these n equations. If we can find out the values of alpha I and these alpha i's are only zeros, no other value than 0, then this set of vector is said to be independent, right? So once again, see what do you mean by linearly independent set of vectors. Let's suppose a set u1, u2, un of vector is given to us. We say this set is linearly independent if there exists only trivial solution. Trivial solution means 0, 0. As we know that if we consider alpha 1 to be 0, alpha 2 to be 0, alpha 3 to be 0 and till up to alpha n to be 0, left hand side will become 0, right hand side is already 0. So 0 is equal to 0, satisfied. So 0 is always a solution, right? In case of linearly independent, if only 0 solution exists, only trivial solution exists, then this set is said to be linearly independent, right? Trivial solution means each alpha I is 0 only, right? So if each alpha I is 0, only 0, then this set is linearly independent set. Now for example, let V3 be a vector space and S be any subset of V3. We need to check whether this set S is Li or not, right? So we take its linear combination alpha time this plus beta time this, equate it to be 0. So now you compare the coordinates. So you can take alpha 1 to be inside, alpha 2 to be inside. So you will get alpha 1 is plus alpha 2 is equal to 0. Then 0 times alpha 1 plus 1 times alpha 2 is equal to 0, which implies alpha 2 is 0, right? And when you substitute alpha to be 0 in the first equation, you get alpha 1 is also 0. So 0, 0 is the only solution of this equation, right? It means this equation has only trivial solution. So by definition, this should be linearly independent set. Now linearly dependent means, again we are given any set, right, of vectors. This set of vectors is said to be linearly dependent if this is a symbol of there exist, if there exists a non-trivial solution of this equation. Linear independent में था only trivial solution, each alpha is to be 0. But dependent में क्या है, अगर एक भी हमें नॉन जीरो मिल गया अल्फा ई such that this equation holds, right, then we will say this set of vectors to be linearly dependent. Okay, so you are given any set, take its linear combination, equate it to be 0 vector, you get equation, simplify these equation. If if at least one non-zero alpha I exists such that this star holds, then we will say this set to be linearly dependent. For example, let's suppose our set S is having these three elements 1 0 0, 0 1 0, 1 1 0. We have to check whether this set is linearly independent or dependent. We take its linear combination. So alpha 1 times the first element, alpha 2 times the second, plus alpha 3 times the third, and equate it to be null vector, right? In V3, 0 is what? 0, 0, 0. Okay. So now you compare the coefficients both sides. So this is alpha 1 plus 0 times alpha 2 plus alpha 3 is equal to 0. Similarly, 0 times alpha 1 plus 1 times alpha 2 plus 1 times alpha 3 is equal to 0. And third equation is 0. Right? So we have two equations in three unknowns. Clearly it has infinitely many solutions, because from the first equation we will get alpha 1 is nothing but minus alpha 3, alpha 2 is nothing but minus alpha 3 from the second equation. Okay, so we can substitute alpha 3 to be non-zero. We will get the value of alpha 1 and alpha 2 also non-zero. 0 0 तो ऑलवेज सेटिस्फाई करेगा ही, बट अगर 0 के अलावा भी सेटिस्फाई कर जाए, then that set will become linearly dependent. So if we put alpha 3 to be 1, we get alpha 1 is minus 1, alpha 2 is minus 1. So there exist non-zero values of alpha I such that the equation 1 holds. Okay, so it means this set is linearly dependent. Check whether the following set of vectors is linearly independent or dependent. So now we are given a set having these four elements. So you take its linear combination, equate it to be null vector. You will get equations from here. Okay, simplify these equations. So first equation is alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha 3 plus alpha 4 equals to 0. The second equation is 0 times alpha 1 plus 1 times alpha 2 minus 1 times alpha 3 plus 2 times alpha 4 equals to 0. Similarly, the third equation and fourth equation, right? So we are given four equations, we are having four unknowns. Simplify these four equations and get the values of alpha i's. Again, in this case, there exist non-zero values of alpha I. So therefore, this set is linearly dependent. Let's suppose we are having a set e to the power x and e to the power 2x in this space. This space denotes the space of all continuous functions whose all higher order derivatives exist. They are defined on the interval minus infinity to infinity. Check whether this set is Li or Ld. We take the linear combination of these two, equate it to be null function. Okay, we are having two unknowns, but equation is 1. So we cannot find out the value of alpha 1 and alpha 2, right? So we need two equations. Since we know that e to the power x and e to the power 2x both are differentiable functions, so we can take the derivative of 1 both sides. So what we get? Alpha 1 e to the power x plus, what is the derivative of e to the power 2x? It is 2 times e to the power 2x. So 2 times alpha 2 into e to the power 2x, null function ka derivative null function, right? So one equation is this one, the other equation is this one. Now you get two equation in two unknowns. Simplify these two equations. So we will get alpha 2 into e to the power 2x is null, but this cannot be 0 for the whole interval, right? So it means alpha 2 be 0. When you put alpha 2 be 0 in the one equation, you get alpha 1 e to the power x is 0, but again e to the power x cannot be 0, so you will get alpha 1 should be 0. So 0, 0 is the only possibility that this equation holds for all x belonging to minus infinity to infinity. For some particular x, it might be you will get the value of non-zero values of alpha, but we have to find out those values of alpha I for which this equation holds for all x simultaneously, right? And that possibility is only that alpha 1 should be 0 and alpha 2 should be 0. Therefore, this set is linearly independent. Again, we have given the set x and mod of x. Check whether this set is Li or Ld in this space. Now here the interval is minus 1 to 1. So what will be our equation? Equation is take the linear combination of these two, so you get this. Again we are having two unknowns but only one equation. So we can define two equations in such a way. Whenever our x is positive, means belongs to 0, 1 interval, then mod of x, the value of mod of x is same as that x, it is positive. So you will get alpha 1x plus alpha 2x is equal to null function. But x cannot be 0 because it belongs to the open interval 0, 1. So we get alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is 0. One equation is this one. Similarly, when your x belongs to minus 1 to 0, the value of mod of x is nothing but minus x, right? So you can substitute mod of x as minus x, you get this equation, right? Again x is non-zero, so you can divide by x, so you get alpha 1 minus alpha 2 is 0. So you have two equations in two unknowns. Now you simplify these two equations. When you simplify these two equations, you will get alpha 1 is 0, alpha 2 is 0. So 0, 0 is the only solution such that this equation holds. So therefore this set is linearly independent. Now just see, in this case this interval is very important. If rather having minus 1 to 1, if this interval is 1 to 4 or any positive interval only, then this type of equation is not formed. We will get only one equation always. So in that case your mod of x is always positive value of x because our x is positive, because our interval is, let's suppose, 1 to 4. So we will always have only one equation in two unknowns. So it means infinitely many solutions. So we will get alpha 1 is nothing but minus alpha 2. So in that case this set is dependent set. Okay, but now in this case this is independent because it is defined on the interval minus 1 to 1. Right? So we have two cases. Now some statements which to be remembered. The first one, let's suppose V be any vector space, then any set, singleton set V will be linearly dependent in if and only if this V is 0. So now just see, by definition V be linearly dependent means there exists non-zero alpha such that this equation is 0. Now since alpha is non-zero, you can divide by alpha, so you get V is 0. Okay, this thing we have to prove. So whenever this singleton set is LD, it means that singleton is nothing but 0 element. Now see the converse. Whenever your V is 0, consider its linear combination equated to be 0. Since your V is 0, you can put alpha to be any non-zero such that this equation is 0. So non-zero value of alpha exists, it means this set is dependent. Okay, so conversely, if we consider V to be 0, there exists non-zero alpha, let's suppose it is 1. 1 into 0 is again 0. So non-zero alpha exists, it means this set is LD. Right? Moreover, by using the same concept, we can show that a set containing 0 element is always LD. Right? Now just see why. Let's suppose our UM is 0. This is a set having 0 element. and let's suppose is 0. Okay, we take its linear combination, equate it to be 0. Now we can put now alpha m to be any non-zero number, because is 0, the non-zero into 0 again gives you 0. So there exists alpha m which is non-zero such that this equation is 0. So this implies this is LD. So any set containing 0 element is always LD, linearly dependent. The next point to be remembered is the set V1, V2 is linearly dependent if and only if V1 and V2 are collinear. Collinear means one of them is a scalar multiple of other. So if one of them is scalar multiple of other, clearly they are dependent, right? Similarly, we can extend this. Let's suppose in a vector space V is a linear combination of all these Vn's, right? Means V belongs to the span of this. Then the set V1, V2 till up to Vn, clearly they are dependent because this element V, it depends on these, right? This V can be written as the linear combination of this. So since this V depending on this, so it means the whole set will become linearly dependent. But if this V does not belong to the span of this, means V cannot written as a linear combination of all these, and this set is also linearly independent, right? Then the new set is also Li, right? New set is which set? V1, V2, Vn, and this element V, right? So this set is having now n plus 1 element. ये ऑलरेडी लीनियर इंडिपेंडेंट था, उसमें हमने ऐसा V ऐड किया जो कि इन पे डिपेंड नहीं कर रहा, तो अब अगेन ये सेट क्या रहेगा? Li, राइट? एंड वाइस वर्सा. ओके, अगर ये सेट Li है और V इनकी कॉम्बिनेशन में नहीं है तो क्लियरली V1 से लेके Vn भी क्या होंगे? इंडिपेंडेंट, क्योंकि अगर वो डिपेंडेंट हो गए तो ये सेट भी डिपेंडेंट बन जाएगा. So now the questions, check whether the set this is linearly independent or not. Means we take the linear combination of this, equate it to be 0, right? We will get the equations in alpha is by comparing the coefficients. Simplify these equations. If we will have non-zero values of alpha a, then this set is linearly dependent. So now in this case, alpha i's are non-zero, so this set is LD. One more example, let's suppose this is this set. We have to check whether this set is Li or not. So we take its linear combination, equate it to be 0, right? We will get the equation in alpha is. Simplify these all equations. So we get each alpha I is 0 only, right? So therefore this set is Li. So if we get only trivial solution, then Li, right? Trivial के साथ साथ non trivial solution भी मिले, then that set will become linearly dependent. Similarly, an example of polynomial. So now just see, we have to check whether this set is Li or LD. So we take its linear combination. Now since it is a polynomial, so equate करेंगे इसको polynomial, और कितने डिग्री की polynomial है? 2 डिग्री की मैक्सिमम. तो इधर भी आपने कितने डिग्री तक की polynomial लेना है? 2 डिग्री की. So compare the coefficients, you will get the equations. Simplify these equations. If each alpha I is 0, then this set is Li. If at least one is non-zero, then this set will become LD. Now in this case each alpha is 0, so therefore this is Li. One more example of from the functions. So now just see, we are given a function, set of functions x, sin x, cos x. In this space, we have to check whether this set is Li or Ld. Again, since we know that x, sin x and cosine x, they are differentiable, right? So we can take its derivative to both sides. We will get this equation. But we are having three unknowns. So again differentiate, you get one more equation. So now you have three equations in three unknowns. Simplify these three equations. After simplifying, we get alpha, beta, gamma, all are 0. Right? So therefore, this set is linearly independent. One more example. Let's suppose a set is sin square x, cos 2x and 1. We have to check whether this set is Li or Ld in same space, in the space 0 to infinity, having continuous function. So now just see, again we are having three unknowns. But now in this case, we can write cos 2x as 1 minus 2 sin square, right? It means this cos 2x is depending on sin square and 1. This cos 2x can be written as a linear combination of these two. So when one vector depends on other, it means the complete set is Ld. You can solve this by making three equations, or you can write this as the linear combination of other two. Since this vector depends on these two, so therefore this set is Ld. So in this case, we will get the value of non-zero values of alpha. If we put alpha to be 2, beta to be 1 and gamma to be -1, so you get all these terms are cancelled out, so you get 0. So we get the value of alpha, beta, gamma to be non-zero, such that this equation is 0. So therefore this equation, this set is Ld. So now just see, if u, v, w, they are linearly independent vectors of a vector space, then we have to prove that the set u plus v, v plus w, w plus u, they are also linearly independent, right? This is already given to us. We want to show about this set. So we take the linear combination of this set, equate it to be 0. Okay. So now you combined the terms of u, the terms of v and the terms of w. We have these three equations. Now just see, we get this times u, this times v, this time w is 0. But what is given to us? U, v, w are Li. If they are Li, then any scalar times this plus any scalar times this plus any scalar times this 0 implies each scalar is 0. This is the definition of linearly independent. So each scalar is 0 means we are having these three equations. Now simplify these three equations. We will get the value of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, all are 0. So once again see, we want to show this set is Li. We take its linear combination. Now take the common terms with u, with v, with w. Since u, v, w are Li, so any scalar times u plus any scalar times v plus any scalar times w is equal to 0. Each scalar is 0 by the definition of Li. So we get alpha 1 plus alpha 3 is 0, alpha 2 plus alpha 1 is 0, alpha 2 plus alpha 3 is 0. So here we having three equations. Simplify these three equations. We get each alpha I is 0. Right? Since each alpha I is 0, the set of vector is Li. And this thing we have to prove.